Welcome back. It is Friday, April 28th, the MLB, and my three favorite picks are on the way. I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot, and yesterday we had a special guest on the program, and I decided I liked that special guest so much that I would bring them on the program again. You know exactly who I'm talking about. It's the Broom, 3-0 sweep back-to-back days. Oh my gosh, man. And this insane profit run is just continuing, right? Let's do a quick recap of our picks from yesterday, though. We had two no sweat bets and then a major sweat in there. We had the first five under in the Cardinals Giants game. That one was no sweat. It was 0-0 through five. Literally can't get any better than that. Pitching masterpiece, as I predicted in that one. And then we had the Mets team total over. Mets, smashed that team total over. And I'm glad you didn't be square and take them on the run line because, the Nationals said, hey, back door open. Here you go. And then we had the no-run first inning in the Orioles Tigers game. Oh man, runners in scoring position. The heart really got pounding, but you know what? It came through. That's how these no-run first innings work. You need a lot of luck on your side, and luckily the Tigers weren't very clutch at getting those runner in scoring position. But that's why you take these bad offenses, right? I've said it before, and I've said it again. So let's stay hot today. First, real quick though, we do have a quick announcement for Bet365, a promotion. Bet365 is offering New Year's users a great deal when they're giving out $200 in bonus bets when they sign up, deposit, and make a $1 money line bet on any MLB, NHL, or NBA team. Click the link in the video description so you can take advantage of this bonus for the weekend. Look, you want those bonus bets to be able to use on the weekend. So definitely, if you're interested in that, click the link in our description. You'll see it right in our video below. But without further ado, no more announcements. Let's continue to stay hot. And where are we going for our first pick today? We're going to the Nationals game, a game we picked in yesterday. And we're taking the Nationals on the money line against the Pirates today. So different opponent, plus 106 odds on FanDuel in this one. Now, look, I know what you're going to say right off rip, right? Logan, the Pirates are so hot. I can't fade them, right? They've made me so much money. Because if you've been riding the Pirates, congrats. You've just been extremely hot. And I was telling my girlfriend yesterday, she's a Pirates fan. She has family back in Pittsburgh. I was telling her, I'm not going to fade the Pirates this year. They're just, too much of a wagon. But then I looked at the line today and I'm like, nope, I got to fade them today. Because you know what? This is a line replay and a fade the public play. Because you know what? I don't always tell you guys this, but I look heavily into public percentages. I don't tell you this because I don't want people thinking, oh, all you do is just fade the public and you don't even care about the numbers. That's not quite what I do. But the Pirates are not a team that deserves 80% of the bets and 93% of the money. I'll tell you that right now. Like there's not, right? They're due some hard regression. And I know it's nasty to back the Nationals. But the biggest trap line in baseball is when a hot team just all of a sudden becomes a reasonable price, like a minus 120 on the money line, right? That is sort of the book's indicator most of the time of telling you, yeah, this could easily be a game that they drop. And against Chad Cole today, I seriously think this could be a one of those, like, no sweat. You set the Pirates money line in every one of your parlays, and you just looked at Cole's ERA and you're like, yeah, this guy sucks. 7.36 ERA, 1.75 WHIP. Yeah, Cole's not been all that great, right? Walks have been a problem for him. At least he corrected his earned runs in his last start because he was giving up like 5 earned runs. 1 earned run and 3 hits and 3 2/3 innings pitch in his last start against the Twins. Fine, we're trending in the right direction, right? I needed to see that before I could pick a guy like this, right? Not normally a pitch right back, which again, I told you in baseball, why have we been successful? Because we pick these nasty pitchers with bad stats, and sure enough, they have good performances because, the public just doesn't understand that a bad pitcher can be good sometimes, right? The Pirates have done a lot of their damage versus lefties. Well, it's a good thing he's not a lefty today because the Pirates splits versus lefties and righties are kind of, insane. Pittsburgh's only hitting 247 versus right-handed pitchers compared to 285 versus lefties. So if he was a lefty, it might be suicide to be picking him right now. But, Cole has given up a home run in every start, but the Pirates aren't a heavy power team against righties. Only 15th in home runs against right-handed pitchers. I think he'll be able to be good enough today. I'm not saying he's going to go out and pitch a shutout by any stretch of the imagination, but I think he'll be able to be decent against this Pirates offense. And I still think the Pirates offense is punching way above their weight, right? Like I just look at that lineup and I'm like, wow, hats off to what they did to Julio Urias yesterday. Julio Urias, again, a left-handed pitcher though, then they just smoked him. So again, him being a righty today, I think we should be pretty solid. And who's starting for the Pirates today? It's Rich Hill, right? Rich Hill was starting for the Pirates, 4.85 ERA, 1.42 WHIP. The Nationals have been, amazing actually against lefties this season. You wouldn't really think it, right? Because their record and whatnot. But the Nationals hitting 294, that's fourth in MLB and ninth best in OPS versus left-handed pitchers. So they have a good matchup today against Rich Hill, right? Nationals, though, they're not a power team. But I don't really care about a power team versus Rich Hill because he's susceptible to the hit parade inning. What do I mean by that? In baseball, some of these pitchers, they just have the hit parade inning where you look up at the scoreboard and it was zero. It was, this team had 0 runs. And then all of a sudden they have 5 runs because the pitcher just kept getting, base hit after base hit after base hit, and it forms the hit parade. And Rich Hill is one of those pitchers I've seen do it way too often. He's given up 6+ hits in 3 out of 5 starts. I'm just saying, I don't know what sort of length they expect out of him today, but I think the Nationals should be able to chase him pretty early in this one. And then if we talk about late game, Washington 9th in bullpen ERA, Pittsburgh 13th in bullpen ERA. I just think the Washington bats are actually going to be better in this one. I think they're just going to simply outscore, the Pirates, no matter what their starting pitcher does. I just hope their bullpen can retain some sort of lead. We saw their bullpen give up quite a few runs to the Mets yesterday, as I kind of predicted in that one. But the Pirates being on the road in this one, different story. I'm going to go ahead and take the Washington Nationals on the money line in this one. Is it a bet that everyone's going to love? No. But you know what? That's baseball for you. You don't get to make every bet you're going to love and put 10 units on, right? That's not how you make money. But let's go to our next pick. And we had success with the team total yesterday, so we need to go to a team total today. We're taking the White Sox team total over 3.5 in this one. Plus 102 odds on Barstool is your best value in this one. Now, I would do significant line shopping on this one. First of all, it's always important to do line shopping. Check what, book has the best value in this one because there's significant odds, right? FanDuel is like minus 120 juice on the over. So if I'm getting plus value on Barstool, I'm certainly going to take that one, right? Now, within this game, there were a few bets I was looking at, right? So hopefully, fingers crossed, I picked the right one because sometimes Logan gets in his own head and just like I see so many different pathways of how this game could go. And I highly considered the White Sox first 5 run line because that line doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's almost like even odds, and normally line reading Logan would pick that one. I considered White Sox first 5 team total over as well, but a lot of people don't have DraftKings, so I'm not gonna be a scumbag and bet a pick that I'm like, well, only the DraftKings guys can bet. No, I'm not going to do that. And then I also considered Giolito strikeout over, but I don't know that I want to touch K props right yet. That could be more of Austin's specialty. So I tend to stay away from that. And I landed on this one because I truly don't see a world in which the White Sox win or are competitive in a low-scoring matchup today. Their team total is a hedge on all of the scenarios I see happening in this one, and I think they do end up going over this team total because they're facing Zach Eflin today, right? And he's just one of those pitchers I'm trying to target in this one. I'm trying to target him in any way possible because I think he's exploitable. 2.81 ERA and a 1 WHIP on the year. You look at those numbers. And I love Zach Eflin. He actually went to my high school. He's one of the many MLB players that went to my high school. But I see regression coming from him today, right? I don't think he's a sub-3 ERA pitcher. I just simply don't. And he's already faced this White Sox team. He went 5 innings and only gave up 1 earned run. Again, it's really hard to duplicate a good performance against a team you just faced recently. And this is Eflin's first start on the road. And I think the White Sox should be able to easily get up 3+ runs on him. I know the White Sox are a nasty offense. And I'm going to get a lot of people saying, dude, White Sox trash, man. White Sox 21st in batting average, 25th in OPS versus right-handed pitchers. What I find encouraging for this White Sox offense, though, is that they're tied for 7th in hits versus righties. Eventually, those hits turns into run production. I mean, I say eventually, knock on wood. Hopefully, they can finally convert some runners in scoring position into runs because they just haven't been good at doing that this year. But I definitely think Zach Eflin's going to provide them opportunities. And when you pick a team total over, all you can ask for is opportunities. If they're going to squander them, you're just going to tip your hat and say, all right, I guess it wasn't meant to be. But I definitely think they're going to get some hits and runs up on Zach Eflin and not, be skunked for 0 or 1 or, earned runs through 5 innings in this one. And then most likely the other bets I would have considered wouldn't have hit anyway. So you see kind of how this one's a hedge. Tampa Bay is first in bullpen ERA, which I'm optimistic enough that they're going to do enough damage against Eflin that we might only need 1 run against them, which I know could be a tall task because the Tampa Bay bullpen's been really good. But how many times do I, have you guys seen it already this year? Good bullpens give up runs sometimes. Believe it or not, they're still human. Even the Rays bullpen could give up maybe a couple, 1 or 2 runs to this, mediocre White Sox offense. I could see it coming today, and I just think the White Sox are going to play more competitive in this one. I don't think the Rays are just going to simply blow them out of the water, back-to-back games. So I'm going to go ahead and take the White Sox team total over just because I think it's a pretty solid bet to make. But, you know what time it is, guys. Yesterday, we really got the heart racing with this bet. It's Nerfy Nation. Flags out. Whew. We finally hit 2 in a row, which is just what I really wanted because the Nerfies have been up and down. But you know what? We're going to get on a little bit of a hot streak here. We're going to make it 3 in a row today. And we're going to a Nerfie that I really like. And actually, funny enough, Austin was like, dude, are you going to pick that Nerfie tomorrow? And I was like, I think we're on the same wavelength. Going to the Cubs versus Marlins game, and I'm taking the no-run first inning in this one. Minus 128 odds on FanDuel is currently your best value. And I do really like this Nerfie, right? It fits all of, the characteristics that you normally like to pick these. We've got two pitchers that have been amazing in the first inning, right? And now I do want to kind of mention, I would play this one up to maybe minus 140 juice because I know we're going to get a lot of people in the comments asking. I would never play a Nerfie like in the 150 juice range. That's just, that's hard to stomach. But, you do you. Maybe you add it into some parlays, wink. But we're going with, Jesus Luzardo. He's starting for the Marlins today. Luzardo, 5-0 this season on no-run first innings. Really solid pitcher in the first inning. A pitcher that you can definitely back. Cubs, 20th in first inning runs. Playing away from Wrigley, I do think Luzardo is definitely going to have a favorable matchup in this one. I think he'll be able to get through that top half of the order. Nico Hoerner is so dang annoying when he gets on base. He lives on base, and he always steals. So hopefully we're able to get Nico Hoerner out. But on the other side, we've got Marcus Stroman. He's starting for the Cubs. Stroman, take us home. He's 5-0 on Nerfies as well. So neither of these pitchers, knock on wood, have given up a first inning run this year. The Marlins, bad offense, 28th in first inning runs. That's kind of what the Marlins do. They score randomly. So I definitely think Marcus Stroman can be able to get this job done. The over-under predictably set in that 7.5 range, right in the range we do like to pick these. Nerfy Nation, I think we could make it 3 in a row today. This Nerfy is great on paper. Hopefully it plays out that way. But that's going to go ahead and do it for the picks today. Let's recap them real quick. We're taking the Nationals on the money line. We're taking the White Sox team total over 3.5 runs. And we're taking the Cubs and Marlins no-run first inning. Thank you guys so much for, this week's been great, trying to hold down the fort while Austin's been gone. Hopefully we can continue our winning ways going into the weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck with your bets today.